Your classroom has been buzzing with activity over the past couple of weeks, as you and your students have been working through some exciting but challenging lessons and assessments. Several assignments were due today, so after class you graded and entered the scores in Unified Classroom. A few of your students struggled with the recent assignments, and you know that their scores on these assignments brought their final grades down. You wonder whether any of their final grades have dropped below the passing cutoff, or are your students exhibiting any other risk factors? To find out, check the early warning information in Unified Classroom to see if any students have failing grades, a high number of absences or tardies, missing assignments, or a combination of these issues. To view the details for individual students, first, click the Students icon in the navigation menu. On the Students page, you see a grid of tiles. Each tile corresponds to one of the students in the selected class. In addition to the students' photos, you may see some visual indicators in red text on the student tiles that provide early warning information. If the student has missing assignments, a question mark and the number of assignments missing appears in red. If the student has absences exceeding the threshold set by your system administrators, ABS appears in red. If the student has a grade warning, defined by an orange or red color level in the grade scale, the letter, grade, and percentage appears in red. If the student is not exhibiting any risk factors, the student tile will not include any early warning information. You are already aware that some of your students are missing assignments, and that one of them has excessive absences, and have addressed both of those concerns. However, you now see that Drew Cervantes has a new alert. His grade has fallen below the passing threshold. To further analyze Drew's performance, click his student tile. An overview of Drew's profile appears below his student tile. You see that he has one incomplete assignment, one late assignment, and two missing assignments. The incomplete and missing assignments are affecting his final grade because he has not received full credit for them. In the Standards Progress area, you also see that of the 48 total standard scores Drew has received in the selected term, 45 of the scores are in the proficient range, and 3 are in the below proficient range. The black demarcation line indicates where the cutoff is between proficient and non-proficient scores. The colors correspond to the color levels defined in the Standards Grade Scale. In this Standards Grade Scale, red means below mastery, yellow means approaching mastery, and green means mastered. Drew is approaching mastery on most of the standards you've assessed. In the Alerts area, you see that Drew has a Guardian alert. To review the alert to see if any of the information will give you insight into why Drew may be struggling, click View. It looks like his parents are separated and he lives with his mom. Perhaps he's been experiencing some issues at home that are affecting him academically. That may be something to consider when you talk to him or his parents about his performance. Close the Student Alerts window. Now take a closer look at Drew's profile. Click View Detail. On the Overview tab of his Student Detail page, you see a summary of the number of absences, tardies, incomplete assignments, late assignments, and missing assignments he has in your class. His attendance hasn't been an issue, but the completion of his assignments has. Below the Class Overview area, you see his most recent assignments listed by category, name, and due date. Each assignment also includes the flags and scores you've entered. Drew received low grades on several of his most recent assignments, and although he did a little better on the last assignment, the combination of the low scores brought his final grade down. On the right, view the Standards Progress area to see which standards he has not mastered. At the top of the list, you see the 3 standards on which he is below mastery. You'll have to provide individualized instruction to reteach those skills to him. You can also see the standards on which he is approaching mastery. He may need extra practice on those as well. Now you want to see all of his assignment scores to identify any patterns or trends in his performance. At the top of the Student Detail page, click the Assignments tab. On the Assignments tab, you see all of Drew's assignments and scores for the selected term. He has consistently received C's or D's on his assignments, but he has gotten D's on test and project assignments, which are worth more than homework and classwork assignments. You decide to set up a meeting to discuss his progress with him and his mom. Then you'll put an intervention plan in place. To get his mom's contact information, click the Quick Links tab. On the Quick Links tab, click Demographics. Then locate his mom's contact information on his demographics page so that you can schedule the conference. Remember, to review an at-risk student's profile, first click Students. Then review the early warning information on the student's tile. Click the student's tile to see an overview of his performance. Click View Detail to see additional information and to access the full list of the student's assignments and quick links to his student pages. Although you and Drew have some work to do to get him back on track, at least you were able to identify the issue quickly by viewing the early warning information in Unified Classroom, because the only risks you want your students to take are those that challenge them to learn and succeed.